Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo Switch was confirmed and revealed to us just a couple days ago in the Nintendo Direct on March 8th, 2018. The internet exploded. I exploded. I was excited. There's so much there, yet at the same time, not really that much because it's just a teaser. But despite that, I've been analyzing this little sort of trailer like crazy, and I'm sure all of you guys have as well. So I'm going to try and sort of tell you guys everything I've learned from this teaser reveal and try to, I guess, deconstruct everything, break it down, and go over all the information that I have gleaned, and hopefully you guys can also tell me what you guys have figured out, and maybe we can come up to some pretty good conclusions about what we can expect, not just from the game and the gameplay, but the actual roster, when we can expect this game, and even what are the rest of Nintendo's plans for this year, at least a small idea. So let's get started. Now, the first and most obvious thing, Inkling girl and boy. They are the characters from Splatoon, they're finally going to be in Smash Bros. That much is really obvious. But what about their moveset? How exactly are they going to be in this game? These are questions that we're not going to figure it out all right now. But what I have been able to realize, or at least I think, is that I think Inkling girl and boy are clones of each other, right? Like, they have the same gun, they have the same moveset, the same movement style. In fact, I'm not actually thinking they're going to be clones, but more really alternative costumes of each other. So, like, maybe, you know, if you pick Inkling girl, if you press Y or X, you swap to Inkling boy, and they'll have their different colors and costumes and such. I think that's where they're going to go with this, and there could be a lot of alternative costumes, but I really see Inkling boy and girl being taking up the same character slot. And I think this makes a lot of sense, and this may even suggest to us that there could be a lot more alternative characters in Smash Bros. This is something that a lot of us have been asking for quite a while. I mean, like, for example, like, what if they made Marth and Lucina just alternates of each other rather than two separate characters, one character. You pick Marth, and if you can pick one, you know, instead of just picking different colors for his costume, one of his alternatives could be Lucina. That would make a lot of sense, and maybe we could see a lot more of this in Smash Brothers. And I think seeing Inkling girl and boy right here in this teaser reveal kind of suggests that. Now, for their actual moveset, I'm going to have like a dedicated breakdown video of their moveset later on, but just from what I can glean right now, they're going to have their standard grenades. They're going to be able to use ink and swim around it in their, in their squid forms, but it looks like they're also going to be using their default gun, the main gun, the splatter shot. I'm not sure if it's the Pro or the Mini, but you guys know which gun I'm talking about. It's right there. They're going to have that at least. Will they have the roller or other sorts of guns? I think there's a high likelihood of that, but until we see that, it's hard to say. But this is definitely going to at least be their default weapon along with their grenades. So they're definitely going to have range. They're going to be able to swim around, which could be really unique. I could see Inkling girl and boy being a very unique character, but I guess we'll see once we finally get some actual hard gameplay. Now, what else did we see? We saw Mario and Link, and they were in silhouette, of course, but Link was very clearly Champion Link, Breath of the Wild Link, which says a lot of things to me, a lot. Like, well, one, they're ditching the old Link design, at least as the main Link. There could be an alternative Link. You could still play as Twilight Princess or Hero Time Link. I could see that happening, but based off what I'm thinking about these alternates we may be getting for like Inkling Girl and maybe Marth and Lucina, we could be getting like Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess Link as alternate costumes to Breath of the Wild Link. That makes a lot of sense. And since we're on the topic of costumes, I could see like a lot of the different armor sets you got in Breath of the Wild being used as alternate costumes in this game. And I think it's also apparent that we're going to be getting an actual whole new moveset for this Link. Like maybe they could take advantage of Stasis and Magnesis and Cryonis. Maybe they could use some of all the other crazy weapons we saw with Link, and even some of his special abilities that he got from the champions, like the ability to jump up really high with, you know, from the Ritos, or maybe he'll even have his paraglider so he could really glide around. Link's recovery could be getting a lot better in the Smash Brothers, and that excites me because I'm a big time Link player, even though he's pretty much always like at the bottom of the tier list. Now, what about Mario? Mario's also there. Now the thing is, Mario and Link could just be shown off and like right there in front of everyone because it's Mario and Link. They're like the main like Nintendo mascots aside from Pikachu, I guess. But it's I feel like they could be also hinting at each character being like their most recent form. So for example, Breath of the Wild Link, that one was pretty obvious, but maybe this Mario is Mario Odyssey Mario. And what would that actually mean for his moveset? Well, we could be seeing Flood perhaps getting replaced with Cappy, and Cappy could encompass a whole bunch of other crazy mechanics as well, with transforming and bouncing around and hitting people from afar. I think there's a lot of potential there, and we could be seeing Cappy with Mario this time around. That's what I think. It's obviously not confirmed yet. We don't know why Mario is silhouetted. It could just be because he is Mario, but I wouldn't be shocked to find out that Cappy is actually a big part of Mario's character this time around. Now, what about the rest of the roster? Now, I don't want to dwell on this for too long, because, well, everyone's kind of been breaking this down, and there's only so much I can add, right? But I'm going to tell you guys what I think from what I've seen so far, and you guys can let me know what you guys think, because obviously some of this right here is sort of up for debate, but I think there are some pieces that are pretty obvious. So the first character, and after looking at a pretty high-res photo of it, it's Yoshi. The first character on the left is Yoshi, definitely. The second character over, I'm not sure it's for sure, but there seems to be a widespread agreement that it's Pit from Kid Icarus. That makes sense. It looks like he even has his bow and his wing. Yeah, I believe that. Now the next one is pretty obvious. It's Donkey Kong. I think that's for sure. I don't think any of us are doubting that. And right next to Donkey Kong, there is like this little protrusion. I'm not sure if it's a part of Donkey Kong, some other character, or part of the character that's right to the right, which looks like Peach. And if that's the case, then that could be her umbrella or her parasol. She has a little crown. Makes a lot of sense. Right below her, slightly to the right, you can see like the shine off what looks to be a hat. And that definitely looks like the shape of Ness from Earthbound, the Mother series. I definitely expect that. That seems pretty obvious to me right there. The next character over, which is slightly above, looks like a Fire Emblem character. Of course, it could just be, all the Fire Emblem characters are humanoid, but he does seem to have like a cape. He does seem to have like, the shoulder pads, the more regal sort of stature, even the hairstyle. So I'm thinking this could be Marth from Fire Emblem. If there's going to be any Fire Emblem character represented as the main, like, initial cast that we're going to see, it would be Marth. And that I think that makes a lot of sense right there. The next two characters are obviously Mario and Champion Link from Breath of the Wild. I think there's not really going to be any debate about those two. But the next one right next to him, actually, to me, it reminds me of Luigi. The silhouette seems very comparable to the Mario one to Link's left, but this one, he has more of an ovally head. Makes sense to me. I'm pretty confident this is Luigi. Now, to his right, there are two characters. There's one that's higher up and one lower. The lower one, I think, is pretty clearly Pikachu. You can see the shine, you can see the two ears, you can even see the darker tips of the ears, I think. So yeah, that's pretty clearly Pikachu. But to the above, I think I've seen some people suggest different things. Some people suggested Sheik, and I do think there's a possibility of it actually being Sheik. Obviously, Sheik is a pretty awesome character. I'm pretty sure she's coming back. But is that character Sheik? I'm not 100% sure. I think it could be Captain Falcon, actually. One, because this character is a lot taller than Link. So it makes a lot of sense to me that it would be maybe Captain Falcon. Captain Falcon is a bigger guy. He's a big dude. Like, he's huge. And you could even kind of make out, like, the wider set body on the lower end. Like, it looks like he has some big thighs. Some people could think that maybe that's just Sheik's butt, but at the same time, Sheik's a very slim character. So I'm not so sure about that. It is definitely like a character that it has their arms crossed. I think Captain Falcon makes more sense here when you compare their heights and such. That's what I'm going with, Captain Falcon. Now, the next character over, obviously, is Samus. I'm not sure if this is a new design based off the new Metroid Prime 4. Probably not. It could be based off Samus Returns, or it could just be a new sort of style of design, as they usually do with pretty much every single Smash Brothers. Now, right below Samus, we have Kirby, who is also, right next to Pikachu. I think it's around blob, and I think you even see some pink there. It's hard to say for sure, but I think I could even see some pink there. Maybe that's just my mind telling me there's pink, but yeah, that I'm pretty sure that's Kirby. Now, right over it, I want to say this is Zelda. Now, my only problem with saying that this is Zelda is that it's pretty tall. It's really tall. Like, this person here is really tall. It's almost as tall as Samus. And Samus is in a suit. So keep in mind, Samus is in a suit. And even when she's not in the suit, she's a freakishly tall person. So she's, like, genetically enhanced and stuff. So the fact that this other person right next to Samus is that tall is weird to me. And here's another thing that kind of goes in hand with my idea that the character on the left of Samus is not Sheik, but actually Captain Falcon. Because look, if the character on the right is Zelda, then wouldn't it be the same height as a character on the left side of Samus? It's possible they could just be in different positions, higher ground and such, so this whole elevation thing doesn't really hold much water. But it's kind of weird to think that that character to the right of Samus is Zelda because of the height. and it even looks like this character is closer. I'm not sure, but maybe it is Zelda in terms of like shape. If I had to guess any character, I would guess Zelda. That is my first thought, but the elevation is a weird thing. Now, the next character over, it's hard to say. I'm not sure what's in between this maybe Zelda character and what is obviously Bowser. It could just be fluff. I'm not sure, but definitely the character with the spikes is Bowser. That is a guaranteed. Now, the other character whose head seems to be right in front of the claw of Bowser looks like Fox. I mean, it has the ears. The ears are not as short as, say, or as long as Pikachu's, and Fox is always a part of the main cast, so I definitely think that's Fox right there. Now, next character over is pretty weird. Now, I've seen a lot of people say that this could be Captain Falcon, but I think the character all the way on the left could be Captain Falcon. So, if the other character that's right next to Samus on the left side is Captain Falcon, who could this character be? Hard to say, really. This character is also pretty damn tall, not too much shorter than Bowser. I could see maybe Ganondorf, but that Ganondorf doesn't look like the thick Ganondorf designed to be saw from Twilight Princess. It could be another character altogether. It's hard to say for sure, but I mean, if I had to guess, oh man, you know what? I really don't know. It could be Captain Falcon, and maybe that character next to Samus is Sheik. But yeah, I'm just gonna say either, and maybe Ganondorf, if not Captain Falcon, and I was wrong about the character next to Samus, and that's Sheik, but we'll see eventually, right? And the character right to the right, I think, is Wario. I mean, if you look at the helmet right there, he looks like a shorter, stouter character, and like I said, the helmet looks like the motorcycle sort of helmet. It even seems to have the goggles at the very top. So yeah, that's what I kind of think from this, you know, all these silhouettes from the characters. But let me know what you guys think about the actual characters here. I'm sure I got most of them right, but some of them could definitely be wrong for sure. Now, what about the rest of the teaser reveal? What else did we actually glean from that, aside from the actual character silhouettes and Inkling Girl and Boy? Well, we saw the logo for Smash Brothers. It's different than the logo for Smash Brothers for Wii U and 3DS, which tells me that this game is not being treated as a port. It's being branded as something different, something new. Does that mean Smash Brothers 5, or does it mean just an expanded, like a greatly expanded port of Wii U? Still, I think it is slightly up in the air, but I'm definitely really leaning towards like full-on new Smash Bros. Game. The presentation is different. It seems to have this more of an allure, more of a mystique. Seems to be more mysterious than the original Smash Brothers. Not the original, but Smash for Wii U. So I feel like this is different, and that logo, I think, is definitely a strong argument for that. Now, something else that I've seen from this, and this is probably the most obvious deal to pretty much everyone, is that the game is coming out in 2018. They say it right there, and that's really exciting to me because, well, yeah, Smash Bros. Is coming out really soon this year, and we should be seeing gameplay really soon as well. Now, when exactly is it going to come out in 2018? Well, we know that Nintendo's launching their online service in September, and before this reveal, I was predicting that Smash Bros. Would come out in September, and I'm sticking with that. I mean, I think it makes a lot of sense that Nintendo needs a big online game to really, you know, flesh out or highlight in, you know, Nintendo's new online service. So Smash Brothers could be coming out in September. Don't be surprised if that happens. At the same time, I wouldn't be shocked if Smash Bros. Ends up being Nintendo's big holiday game. Except, here's the thing. We're seeing Smash Brothers being revealed all the way now, like right now, which is early March. Early March is a few months away from E3. E3 is in June, and normally in E3, Nintendo's going to want to have a few big surprises, or at least a few big showcases. And they could still be showcasing Smash Brothers, but they're going to have some surprises, at least some surprise reveals. And we already know Pokemon, Metroid, Bayonetta 3, Fire Emblem, Yoshi, and even Pikmin are looming in the background. So maybe a few of those games are also going to get highlights and also going to be coming out this year. I think that makes a lot of sense. Are all those games going to be coming out this year? No, definitely not. Not all of them. Not going to make sense. But maybe at least half of them? That'd be crazy, right? Yeah, along with Smash Bros., maybe Pokemon, maybe Metroid or Fire Emblem. I could see that happening, and that would be really cool. So yeah, guys, I'm excited. I can't wait to be talking about Smash Bros. I'm going to be talking about it for quite some time, guys. I expect character breakdowns, expect, you know, analysis and theories about this game and a whole bunch of other stuff. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you can see all of that and a whole bunch of other crazy Nintendo content about Zelda, Metroid, Mario, and everything else. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Remember to like this video so others can see it, and I'll see you guys all really soon. Bye.